So hi everyone, today our group gonna be presentation about the Masan Nutri Farm. This is our table contain form and parts in there. The very first one is company background. The Masan Midlife is Vietnam's one of the largest fully integrated, which well known as a feed farm food business model platforms focus on driving productivity in Vietnam's animal protein industry and ultimately directly serving customers with traceable quality and affordable meat products. In November 2016, Masan Nutrifarm, a high-tech big farm, were established by its mother company Masan Midlife, addressed in Quỳnh Hợp, District Nghệ An Province. And this is the current Masan Group Chairman, the Mr. Daniel Lee. And the next part will be presented by my other teammates, the problem analysis.
Okay, now let's move on to the problem analysis part. In the slide right now, we can easily see many news written about this issue. So what is the problem of this company? Since the year 2016, Masan Nutrifarm in Nghệ An has been involved in many scandals about outdoor pollution issues, as well as constantly receiving complaints from the commune area of Quy Hợp district. Here are some of the commentary that we have been collected from the inhabitants. Many residents share that they have to live with this pollution, leading to many health problems such as headache and disease consumption. Therefore, in terms of being negatively affected, locals strongly disapprove of Masan Nutri Farm activity and repeatedly reflected this problem to the authorities. Along with the local report, the government has already taken action. In the year 2020, the Department of Natural Resources and Environment of Nghệ An examined Masan Camp and requested the company to solve this problem as soon as possible. Furthermore, in the year 2021, the inspection team of Quy Hợp district had another working session with a representative to re-examine and evaluate the company operation. However, the situation hasn't been completely improved yet. So what are the reasons behind? We found that the most apparent reason is the lack of manure and wastewater treatment system. However, the good cause behind this one is ineffective in the corporate social responsibility of the company.
Thank you, Vong, my friend. Now we're going to talk about the impact. Sustainable practices can be broken into what are known as 3 pillars of sustainability, as you can see on the diagram over here. Now we're going to interpret each pillar respectively and what their impacts are. The environmental pillar is commonly known as the planet pillar and refers to minimizing our impact on the environment to preserve it for the future generations. However, in Mason's case, this pillar is not yet well achieved. Several news reports said that the air pollution was caused by a very strong smell of pig manure, especially on rainy days, water overflowing with pig feces spilling onto the road right in the wastewater treatment area. The second pillar is the social pillar, which is the focus on people. In practice, modern-day businesses need to be increasingly aware of how their actions reflect on those around them in order to be a good neighborhood. Again, Mason performs this poorly as the smell of pig manure continually affects the local people's daily lives. Like, they could not have good sleep, they couldn't eat well, and couldn't stand the smell that they even had to wear masks at their own house. In recent years, many family businesses have been sluggish, the number of visitors just getting lower and lower. Furthermore, there are always many mosquitoes because of the pig manure around. People have to regularly use insecticides to kill mosquitoes, but it's still not really effective. The economic pillar or profit pillar is about ensuring a business remains profitable throughout its operations. Although that Mason's revenues are constantly stable, we can clearly indicate that their environmental and social practices are awful. Back to the local people, some of them decided to leave and move into different places, and the number of people leaving just getting higher and higher over time, and this will strongly affect the locals' economy. Moreover, for now, this issue is not widespread yet, but in long terms, more people will get to know about the issue, and hence, this will create a bad public image for Masan Nutrifarm, which will come with consequences like customers may not feel reliant to buy Mason's product anymore, and which will lead to sales decline. And now my friends will talk about the recommendation section.
Perform from low social responsibility to the high level, which contain farm and performance phases: obstructionist, defensive, accommodative, and proactive. First of all, the lowest social responsibility obstructionist, which business only focus on its profits and give a little effort and attention to the social responsibility. Obstructionists engage in unethical and sometimes illegal action in order to hide social irresponsibility behavior. Defensive companies only engage in CSR practices which are legally required and enforceable. Accommodative, the organization is positive in its view of social responsibility. At the end, the highest of social responsibility scale was proactive. The business would prioritize social responsibility even though it might harm their profits. After all, Masan Nutrifam should adopt a proactive approach in CSR. In other words, not only do they need to comply with the existing environmental, but they also need to be actively engaged in integrate socially responsibility behavior in all aspects of their business.
We'll talk about short-term recommendations. Firstly, Masan needs to give a public apology through the press or local people. Although this is a small thing to do, it shows that Masan is aware of their wrongdoings. It also shows the commitment of the company to be responsible for their actions and a promise to minimize their consequences. Secondly, bringing back the normal environment for Nghệ An is essential, so the company should eliminate the swine odor of the pig manure is the main factor causing the bad smell, and regularly cleaning up with a proper treatment for pig waste will get rid 50 to 75% of this issue. Using chemical compound that contains enzyme will help boost the decomposition process and replace the bad smell with aromatic solutions. This method can be used for long term as well as it will ensure its consistency. Moreover, pig diet also has a critical impact on the smell of the manure. To ensure the food is fresh requires strict supervisions for controlling the pig diet, adjusting the amount of protein and wetting compound. Now to the external impact. Masan needs to carry out a large-scale air purification to bring back the normal environment. This action may not be efficiency for a long period of time, but it will temporarily mitigate the swine odor and please the local people. It also shows that Masan received feedbacks and tried their best to resolve the problems. Responsible for the action will bring a good image to not only the local area but also across the country as well.
Turning to long-term recommendations, firstly, we recommend that the company should provide training programs for its employees. These programs will be mainly about environmental awareness training and skills training. So for example, in environmental awareness training, the company can tell its employee about CSR or sustainable development, and in skills training, they can teach their employees about operating procedures or waste management and disposal. As a result, not only do these programs can help employees become more environmentally responsible, but it can make sound environmental practices part of doing business. Second, we recommend that the company should adopt new waste management system, for example, like biomass. So this technology will help the waste more organic and reduce the intensity of its smells. Also, the gas emitted from the waste can be used to create energy, and the waste can also be used to use as fertilizers. So although the cost of this technology is a little bit high, it can help company reduce its environmental impact while increasing operational efficiency. However, after adopting this new technology, we think that the company should pay attention to what it should do after that. So we recommend that after adopting this technology, the company should record and assess its environmental performance and then disclose the extent of its environmental impacts. By disclosing, I mean the company can submit the environmental document to the local authority or publishes on the business portal so that everyone can keep track of the company's activities. So by being transparent in dealings with the government and the public like that can help the company increase its credibility. Last but not least, we recommend that the company should establish a CSR department. This department would be in charge of the company's CSR activities that help the company become more socially responsible. And these activities should be linked to the UN Sustainable Development Goals. So, for example, if the company wants to implement activities related to the goal of decent work and economic growth, the CSR department can establish cooperative alliances with other companies, community groups, um, environmental agencies, or even regulators to promote long-term employment opportunities for the local community. By doing so, not only does the company can build a better public image, but it also contributes to the local sustainability development.
To sum up, Masan effectiveness in CSR has caused negative impacts on the sustainability development of the local area. Therefore, the company should adopt a proactive approach in CSR to improve the current situations and better contribute to the society. I hope that our group's presentation today will help you to imagine a pictures of the company's problem and give you some insights about the way our group solve the problems. Thank you for your attention. We will be glad to answer any questions you might have.